To understand why Manipur is still burning in 2026, you have to first understand the land. Imagine Manipur like a donut. The small center, the Imphal Valley, is where the Meiteis mainly live. They are the largest community in the state and dominate much of the political system. But the valley is around 10% of Manipur's land area. The remaining 90% is hill territory, where tribal communities like the Kuki-Naga and the Nagas live. Under the India's law, many tribal communities in the hills have protected land rights. Non-tribals generally cannot buy land there. Many Meitei groups want the scheduled tribe status, arguing that they need stronger protection for their identity, culture, and the land. But many tribal groups fear that if the Meiteis get those same protections, they could eventually lose control over their land and political identity. What began as a legal and a political issue slowly became a battle over land, power, identity, and survival. Everything exploded on May 3, 2023. A tribal solidarity march was organized to protest a Manipur High Court order that asked the state government to consider the Meitei demand for scheduled tribe status. Tensions that had building for years suddenly erupted into violence. Entire neighborhoods were burned. Families fled overnight. Communities turned against each other. Then the situation became even more dangerous. During the chaos, thousands of weapons and huge amounts of ammunition were looted from police armories. Rifles and military-grade weapons entered the civilian hands. What started as an ethnic violence slowly transformed into a heavily militarized conflict. By 2026, parts of Manipur remained deeply divided by buffer zones guarded by the security forces. Trust between the communities has almost completely collapsed. There have also been disturbing reports of armed groups using commercial drones to drop explosives, showing how modern and dangerous this conflict has become. But there's another major group in Manipur that often gets ignored in national discussion: the Nagas. Naga community mainly live in the northern hill districts. Many Naga groups have largely stayed out of direct Meitei and Kuki fighting, but their presence changes everything. Some Kuki organizations want a separate administrative arrangements, but parts of the land being discussed are also claimed by Naga groups. That means any long-term political solution immediately becomes more complicated. The Indian government also knows that a wider escalation involving multiple armed ethnic groups could destabilize much larger parts of the northeast. That's one reason why there is no easy solution. But as of May 7th, 2026, that distance is starting to disappear. Following reported cross-border attacks on the Tangkul Naga villages in Kamjong, tensions have sharply escalated in Naga areas too, raising fears that the conflict could expand beyond the original Meitei-Kuki divide. And if more armed groups get pulled in, the crisis could become far harder to contain. So, why is the government silent? Why haven't they stopped it? The truth is that government is paralyzed. The local police have split along the ethnic lines. They only protect their own people. If the central government uses force to take away the looted guns, it will look like the war against their own citizens. Instead, they are using a containment strategy. They put soldiers in the middle to act as a human wall. They are waiting for everyone to get tired of fighting. They are choosing to let it simmer rather than making a hard decision that would make one side revolt. There are things the government could do. They could launch a massive operation to disarm everyone. They could seal the Myanmar border properly to stop the drone tech. They could sit both sides down and force a land sharing deal. But they aren't doing it. The government is choosing the silence over action. Now I want to ask you, what do you think is the way out? Should the state be partitioned into two? Should there be a total military crackdown to take the guns back? Or is there a way for these tribes to ever live together again? Let me know what do you think in the comments.